Brother Shelton said leave the press alone. He said let the press. He said let the press.
Definitely keep the press around aisle. Keep moving, like move. Keep moving, don't stop.
34. How many? It's a violent kind of gun.
Get the blind out of there. Get the blind out of there.
Please step back 2 feet.
Go to the side, man. Get to the side. Keep moving, brother. Move a little faster. Need you to move a little faster. Need you to move a little faster.
What do you want?
Now! I know.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Need you to move, brother.
What do you want?
Moving back.
What do you want? What do you want?
Maybe this is a bad time right now. A little later, right? Okay. We'll be here for a while.
All right. way, Sam.
One back from long and I saw. One back from long and I got lost. One back from long and I got. One back from long and I saw no. One back from long and I saw. Hey, one more long. One back from long and I saw no. One back from long and I saw. Hey, one more long. One back from long and I saw no. One back from long and I saw.
Well, I mean, I think indirectly it is because you find the police more deployed in urban areas and not in the places where the drugs are coming in. That's the problem. So police are in greater contact with the urban community and urban areas, and they're deployed there. So that increases the risk of that kind of hostility.
What do you think we accomplished here today?
Well, I think we have told the Justice Department that people are very upset about what's going on. People are very, very concerned about what's going on, and people want to stand and fight for their rights.
Do you mind if you just say your name and your
Mark Thompson, I chair the DC NAACP Police Task Force.
All right, thanks very much, man.
Amadou. No justice. No racist. No justice. No racist police. No justice. No racist. No justice. No racist. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Stop police brutality. Enough is enough. 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 Y'all declare space for them to get through. When the head of the march comes through, remember, shut young and make some room for them, okay? All right. Stop police brutality. Enough is enough. Stop police brutality. Enough is enough. No justice. No peace. No racist. No peace. No justice. No peace. No racist police. No justice. No peace. No racist. No peace. 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 Stop police brutality. Enough is enough. Stop police brutality. Enough is enough. Amadou. 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 Amadou.
Hey, get down.
Amadou.
Tell me get out of the way.
Amadou.
Hey, hey, get out of the way, man.
No racist. No justice. No racist police. No justice. No racist. No justice. No racist. Sister, brothers, give ourselves a round of applause 7 times. Around the walls of Jericho, justice.
Hey, get down.
Hey, you, hey.
And everybody, yeah, just back up to the side. Go to your left. So the cameras can see. Everybody, just push everybody to the side, please. Brother man.
Back up. Back up.
Get a congresswoman in. Family, give yourselves a round of applause for being here. I think we've been seen. I think we've been heard, but they need to hear us some more. We want to thank one of the leaders of our time, one of the great leaders of our people at this time, a brother who represents much of what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. stood for, much of what Malcolm X stood for, and it's important that we stand in the shadow of the building that had a lot to do with maligning and taking the lives of those very people. We stand in the shadow of the building and we want to do something about the life-taking of Amadou Diallo. Please put your hands together for the president of the National Action Network, the Reverend Al Sharpton. No justice! No peace! 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 What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? 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 Let me say this. We're going to hear from a few speakers. I know many of you have to board buses to go back. Please let us make this statement. Several of us. But I want you in New York to know that we're going to stay in the streets. If this nation could expect the George Bush Justice Department to come back with indictments on Rodney King, we expect the Bill Clinton White House and Justice Department to hear him. I want y'all to understand that in New York, very shortly, we'll announce the date over the weekend. We're going to Gracie Mansion. And we're going by the thousands. And we're going to have a wallet in one hand and a voter card in the other hand. It was a wallet, not a gun. 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 Yes. A wallet, not a gun. All right. A wallet, not a gun. Amadou. 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 No justice. No justice! No justice! No justice! May we hear from the president of the NAACP who went to jail for Amadou Diallo, Kawesi Mfume. We've come here, like all of you, to make a clear statement at this, the Hall of Justice, that the Justice Department has to have a face. It has to be as Bobby Kennedy was in years gone by and others, that when there is a wrong, that this Attorney General of the United States is the first person to talk about that wrong and to say that it was a wallet, not a gun. A wallet, not a gun. A wallet, not a gun. We want to say also, and we hope that officers around this nation who hear us, who know that things are wrong, who know about abuses, who know that there are some of them in their own ranks who continue to break the law, that good officers come forward, break the wall of silence, and to say also, no justice, no peace! No justice, no peace! As we, T. Randall Osborne, please come to the front. Charles Hensey, come to the front. We want to hear now from Assemblyman from the state of New York, Assemblyman Nick Perry. No justice? No peace. No justice? No peace. What do you want? Justice. When do you want it? Now. Ain't gonna be no justice? Ain't gonna be no peace. And we mean it. And we want the Justice Department to know that we mean it. They say justice is blind, but we ain't gonna buy that. We want to wake up justice. We want justice. What do you want? When do you want it? That's why we're here. Thank you. Assemblyman Roger Green from New York. First to our leader, Al Sharpton, we want to thank him for his outstanding leadership on behalf of not only the death of Amadou Diallo, but all of the other victims of police violence throughout this nation. One of the things that we have got to do also, one of the things that we must do also is send a wake-up call to all of our elected officials. The time in which we can continue to stand by and allow for them to remain silent in the face of the continued slaughter of our young men and our children is over. We will not give our votes to anybody ever again who does not stand for these causes. And in this particular case, as the upcoming elections come in the next few days and in November, they better remember, if they don't stand up for this, we will defeat them at the polls. The days of shucking and jiving politicians is over. Assemblywoman from the Bronx, Gloria Davis.
Thank you. Let us remember one thing, and that is we will not allow Amadou death to go in vain. We as state legislators have put a package out there. That package consists of that when a police officer shoots someone, she must then go and have a blood and urine test. That test should not be given to the police department, but it should be given to an independent laboratory. We have also asked that the 48-hour gag be removed. We are asking the good people of the state of New York to put pressure on leadership to make sure that these legislation bills go forward. We are saying to you, people of the state, the city of New York, assist us to make leadership respond to the needs of black and brown in the state of New York in terms of they continue to kill our futures of tomorrow. Thank you, Reverend Sharpton.
The state senator from the Bronx, Larry Seabrook. Thank you very much. I just want to say to Reverend Sharpton that God bless Reverend Sharpton for being here. Because this is about humanity. And he's shown a sense of dignity and humanity even with those other chumps throwing bombs at him, such as McLean and all the others. Reverend Sharpton has led us and will continue to lead us. We have a day of absence. The legislature, we're going to shut it down on Monday, a day of absence. No legislator should go to work at 11:30. We should be at Wheeler Avenue with Reverend Sharpton, and we will call the roll. We will call the roll of those who will not show up. So God bless you, and we'll see you there. Congresswoman from Dallas, Texas, Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson.
Thank you very much. I join this crowd on behalf of justice. The Bronx is wherever we are in this country. For too long, we've allowed men with skin of color to be the automatic ticket for the police to abuse. We can no longer sit back and allow that to happen. And it's happening all over the country. Justice should not have a color. It should beat in every vein, whether they were born in this country or not. No matter what the color, no matter what the language, no matter what the sexual preference, everybody deserves justice in this country. Everyone should expect to have protection from the police. And let me say that this is not every policeman. We know that there are very good ones, but they need to weed out those that will abuse and ruin their reputation and take the lives of innocent people. This is not a New York problem. This will be demonstrated all over this country. We're tired of just having to pay the debt of being a color. We want justice everywhere, and we will not stop until we get it.
Our fighting congressman from New York, Gregory Meeks.
This is sending a message to the leadership in New York City that in this year of 2000, we're not going to tolerate another Bull Connor. We've been there before, and we know that mentality, and we're going to weed you out because there's going to be a new sheriff in town. The members of the Congressional Black Caucus will move across this country and will not rest until there is justice for the family of Amadou Diallo. We must make sure that all of America knows that every life, no matter what color, no matter what race, no matter what creed, is valuable. And justice must be had. And I will tell you that we who are here with Reverend Al Sharpton, who has stood up and people want to try to malign him, we see we know a hypocrite when we see one. And we see one that's now residing in City Hall in New York City. We see hypocrisy will be shown. We're going to arm ourselves. And we're going to arm ourselves with the ballot. And we're going to make a noise that you've never heard before. We're going to be voting henceforth next November and every November after that for those who support us. Thank you.
From the city of Chicago, a warrior against police brutality, Reverend Paul Jakes. Today I'm here to give our support in Chicago to our brothers and sisters in New York. We know that the problem is even greater than just Chicago. It's systemic all across America. And so therefore I come with a motion saying, Brother Sharpton, if you so decide, sir, to call a national march on Washington to deal with this ill, we're with you, brother. We're with you, brother. We're with you, brother. We'll stand with you. We'll march with you. We'll pray with you. We'll grieve with you. We'll keep on marching until victory comes. God bless you. We're going to call that march from New York. One of the long-time veteran community leaders, organizers, advocates, the House of the Lord Pentecostal Church, Bishop Herbert Daughtry.
No justice! No justice! No justice! Give yourself a hand, brothers and sisters. We keep saying that we've got a movement on our hand, and thanks to the creative and competent and compassionate leadership given by Reverend Al Sharpton and all of you who have come here today, I tell you, we've got a movement on our hand. Listen, during the slave days, somebody said, I shudder for my country when I remember that God is just. Well, I shudder for these cities when I remember that God is just. For God is the God of justice and judgment. God has said, I'm angry with the wicked every day. I've bent my bow and made it ready. So to those who sit in high places, to all of the police brutality across the nation, judgment time. It's judgment time. It's judgment time. It's judgment time. It's judgment time.
We want to be
Some of the buses are loading at 3, which is 20 minutes. We want you to hear again, though, before you leave, and then Mark is going to bring some of our Muslim brothers and sisters and others as the rally continues. But so that some of the out-of-towners that did not hear, let us hear from the father of Amadou Diallo, Brother Sekou Diallo.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. God is great to put all of us here.
No, your finger.
Once
When you
more
put your finger
again,
up, I get that.
we don't know how to thank you enough for the love and support you have shown to me and my family for peace and justice for all humanitarians. I would like to say we are in the highest authority down of here. After God is the government. We have come to the government, to the federal government, asking to review again the case. We look forward to the government to take the case and look at it and satisfy the community and to satisfy the need of the community. Of all this community support, we went around this ministry here, this building, 9 times. This represents to go around the world 9 times. I hope this message is reaching all over the world and everybody understood, and we need also your prayer and continuation support. Thank you very much.
Let's hear it for Sekou Diallo.
We don't know how to thank Reverend Al-Sabton enough, but God bless him and the movement with all the community and all the religion and all the faith. God bless you. Once more again, our prayer with you all the way. Thank you.
Thank you to the father of Amadou Diallo. You know, many of us wouldn't have the strength, would we? If our loved one had been gunned down in that fashion. We want to bring forward now the assemblyman from New York, Brother Al Van. Brother Al Van, give him a round of applause.
Brothers and sisters, at the end of the day, an atmosphere has been created in the city of New York which gives the policeman the right to believe that the mayor has his back. And so on Amadou Diallo and all the other brutality that has occurred in the city will continue to occur unless a fundamental change occurs to change the culture, the philosophy of what is possible in our city. What I say to you is this: we must make sure that we are in a position of determining who will be the next mayor of the city of New York. We must be in a position to determine who will be the next U.S. Senator of the state of New York. We will have our wallet, we'll have our voting card, and we will take our destiny into our own hands. We were the first. We are the people. We have been challenged. We've lost our brothers. We've lost our sisters. We must come together as one and use the power, the political power that we have. Every member of your family, every member of our community must be a registered voter, be Muslim, Christian, whatever religion, whatever sorority, whatever fraternity. We must use our power to change the conditions so never again will there be a tragedy. Power to the people.
Assemblyman Al Van, let's give him a round of applause. Couple of announcements. If E. Randall, the Reverend E. Randall T. Osborne is still here, please make your way to the microphone. Also, if Gilda Sharad Ali of the National Congress of Black Lawyers is here, or any representative from NCBL, please make your way to the microphone. Let me also mention, please don't miss your bus. Look out for your bus because it may be getting ready to go. Let me just say I have a confession to make. We put in a permit for 750 people. And we have had today 3,000 people here demonstrating for Amadou Diallo. Give yourselves a round of applause. But the police, let me just say our police forces here in D.C., the U.S. Park Police, the Department of Justice, Federal Protective Service, the Metropolitan Police, we do have to thank them because a lot of times they can make a bad situation worse. But we want to thank those police officers who did help out today. That's right, did their job. That's what they're supposed to do in that right. We want to hear from some brothers in our Muslim community. First of all, from New York, brother Akil Mateen. Please give him a round of applause. Assalamu alaikum.
We say to you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And we say to you, Assalamu alaikum, with that peace comes responsibility. There's a price that you have to pay for peace. And we say to you, no justice, no peace. And there is no peace as long as we're paying people to protect us and they're the ones that's violating us. There is no peace. The Al-Haji Malik Shabazz told us, it's not that you Muslim, it's not that you Christian, it's that you black, that you become a target. And that's a fact of the matter. So we say to you what Allah says in the Quran, فَإِنَّمَا أُسْرِ يُسْرِ. Verily with difficulty there is relief. But with that relief, you have to struggle hard. So it's not going to be easy. It hasn't been easy for us all this time. But we don't believe in turning the cheek. Allah says in the Quran, not equal are those who sit at home and those who come out and fight. So we admire those of you who came out today to stand up for what's right. We have an obligation and we have accountability. Our tax dollars mean something. They work for us. We're going to pray together and we're going to fight together and we're going to vote and we're going to use our money in the right place. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, brother. I hear somebody say something about reparations. I'm sorry. I thought maybe I misunderstood. Let me just a couple of other announcements. 3:30 and 4. Okay, that's confirmed. I'll take your word on that. That's Reverend Kennedy, between 3:30 and 4. All right, but we're trying to wind down. Want to just acknowledge. We want to acknowledge a couple of other people who are here as we bring Brother Maurice Salakan. We want to acknowledge, brother, some of our strong, long-standing African organizations are still in effect. If you don't know when they're here, Brother Senghor Baye of the Universal Negro Improvement Association was here representing President Marcus Garvey Jr. We also have here representing Nkombra and the Republic of New Africa, Mama Marilyn Preston Killingham. Give her a round of applause for being here. As we bring forward to the microphone, the struggle here locally continues this Saturday. Please welcome Brother Maurice Salakan. Brother Maurice Salakan. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Dear brothers and sisters, something unprecedented is going to happen in Washington, D.C. this week. In the space of 1 week, there will be 2 demonstrations for Amadou Diallo and for the broader issue. We're here today in large numbers. Inshallah, God willing, we will be back here on Saturday, 12 noon, in comparable numbers. So those of you in the Washington metropolitan area, please spread the word and put it on your agenda to be here Saturday, 12 noon. I know those of you who come from the New York area, you will know this brother I'm about to reference. He wrote me a letter several years ago. In this letter, he said, the inability of an African American or any other person of color to get a fair trial in America is a national scandal. All of us must never forget the loving injunction of Frederick Douglass in his last will and testament to agitate, agitate, agitate. More than ever today, as the country is beginning to realize that all of our police officers are not Sir Lancelots and are energized with a virulent strain of racism, it is urgent that concerned citizens remain alert and energetic in their work. This comes from the retired New York State Supreme Court Justice, Bruce Wright. Cut him loose, Bruce. Let me say this, brothers and sisters, in my closing. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, when you see an evil action, you must change it with your hand.
if you cannot do so with your tongue, if you cannot do so, detest it within your heart, and that is the weakest of faith. The Prophet also said, no Muslim, no conscious Muslim is bitten from the same hole twice.
That's right.
You know something, brothers and sisters? We have been in this building, the U.S. Department of Justice, many times. I'm the director of the Peace and Justice Foundation and spokesperson for the National Association for Police Accountability. We've been in this Justice Department for a number of meetings with high-level Justice Department officials on a number of cases. And every time that we've been there, they've listened to us very patiently. They've expressed genuine concern and empathy. But in each one of the cases, after 2 to 3 years, they come back with a decision that we could not find enough evidence to bring forth an indictment. And this is the reason why we are calling for not an indictment of these 4 officers responsible for the death of Diallo. We are calling for an indictment of the entire NYPD and the city of New York. We can do it, and we can do it in less than 2 to 3 years. May Allah bless us and strengthen us and preserve us in our commitment and this struggle for justice, equal justice for all. I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Thank you, Brother Maurice Salakan. I want to acknowledge a couple of other people. U.S., as we hasten to a close, U.S. Marshal Matthew Fogg is here of the Congress Against Racism and Corruption in Law Enforcement. Give him a round of applause. We also want to acknowledge the pastor of Love and Hope Church of Jesus Christ, Reverend Ralph Gordon Wright in Kansas City, Missouri, all the way here. The struggle is there as well. Give him a round of applause. One of the officers who shot Amadou Diallo was Kenneth Boss, correct? Now he is shot and killed before. I understand. The mother of another of his victims, Patrick Bailey, is here. We want to hear from Mrs. Bailey. Give Mrs. Bailey a round of applause.
This is Kenneth Boss. My son Patrick Bailey was his first victim.
That's right.
He murdered Patrick. And we asked the precinct to take him off the street. And they transferred him to Bronx, New York, from East New York.
To kill again.
So he could kill again.
That's right.
I remember asking the surgeon, are you leaving him on the street so he can kill again? And he didn't answer me. Why can't you take him off the street? Because what he did was justified by kicking down my door, my son's door, went inside and shoot him and leave him there to die in his own blood.
Right.
He did tell him that I am going to kill you, mother F. And he left him there. He knelt on his back. He handcuffed him and he left him there. He made sure he squashed his blood out. And Patrick died in his own blood. Then later on, 15 months later, he went to the Bronx and he took poor Amadou's life. He didn't just fire 7 bullets, but this time he fired 41 bullets.
Right.
Amadou would be alive today if the police department was any better.
Patrick would be alive today. That's
If our
Take your time.
time is running out and we have to catch a bus. I'm very sorry.
Put the sign down.
we love you.
Thank you, Sister Bailey. Want to acknowledge, please give her a round of applause. Again, how many of us could be strong enough to come out here if our family had been victimized? Want to recognize Togba Porte of the United African Congress. Africans are here from throughout the diaspora. Give the United African Congress a round of applause. Want to also recognize State Committee woman from New York, Carmen Quinones. Give her a round of applause. We haven't heard from the students today. We can do that, can't we? Y'all got a minute? All right. from Howard Law.
It's you.
Adea Aupta from Howard Law School. Adea Aupta, give her a round of applause.
Come on,
I want to say first, Assalamu alaikum. I want to say to all the students to stop sitting down, start standing up. Most important, know that it is about our future and to stay in schools, but we need to do something now. Stop settling for less. Our brothers and sisters are being killed every day. Just last night in New York, someone was killed, bullet in the head. What I'm saying is we have students that are saying they're tired. They don't want to come out. They don't want to do anything. The books are important, but we must do something now. We need to be tired. Stop being passive. Be proactive, not reactive. I'm sick of it all. It could be your brother. It's my brother. It's our cousins. It's our sisters. We're all brothers and sisters. We need to stand up. Stand up against those professors that don't want us to come out, that don't want us to stand up. Stand up for everything. And stop sitting down. I'm sick of it. We came to Howard Law. We came to Howard University, one of the best meccas of a university. And we came to stand up, not to sit down and tell us that we're supposed to be some conservative. That we're supposed to just worry about getting a job. Our people are dying left and right. And I will not sit down. I'm calling on the students, don't sit down. And stop saying that there's many ways of acting. Act now. Stop sitting down. Act now.
Sister Adea Aupta of Howard University. All right, let's see. Well.
Me all on the streets when they knew where I was from to empathize with our situation here in the United States. I want you to know that we are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mama Marilyn Preston Killingham with the Republic of New Africa. Free land. Brother Damian Walters, President of the Youth Movement of the National African Network. Put your hands together.
Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. It is unfortunate that we must have to stand here today. It's a shame going into the new millennium that we're still dealing with things that existed back in the 1800s. But I'm here to tell my younger brothers and sisters, fear not, my little brothers and sisters. Fear not, my grandparents and my mothers and fathers, because as the younger generation, as the new generation, we must stand up for what's right, because I understand that we can fall for anything. Young people, don't channel your frustrations and your anger and violence. Don't throw no bricks, don't throw no stones, but they use their bullets, we must use our ballots. Young people, we must register a vote, we must encourage our brothers and sisters, because if we voted, this would not have happened. I appreciate and thank Assemblyman Ruben Diaz Jr. and Senator Larry Seabrooks and all the other politicians that are supporting us. If you come out and support us, we will support you by voting for you. But you must stand up, not be afraid, not buck dance, not take things underneath the table, but do what's right for us, because you've been elected for us. And young people, if they're not doing what's in the best interest for us, we must then begin to prepare ourselves to run for office for ourselves, my brothers and sisters. So again, no justice. And one last thing, don't spend no money. If you want this to stop, no justice, no profit. No justice, no profit. No justice, no profit. Thank you.
All right. Folks, we want to get ready. We opened in prayer and we want to end in prayer. We can do that, can't we? And before we do so, though, we know that our struggle for freedom has liberation songs. And just because we know certain liberation songs here, we also must acknowledge that across the ocean, wherever we are, there's been liberation movement. There has been liberation and freedom songs in the struggle for South Africa. And we are blessed today to have a group from South Africa, an a cappella group. We can do this. The Mtuba Tulisa brothers, and I want to bring, first of all, before we have the benediction, Brother Rudy Mbele, and please lend your ear to them. The Mtuba Tulisa brothers. Give them a round of applause. Amandla! Please, if you all in the back, I'm sorry, brother, move, just make room for the choir. Amandla! Amandla!
Brothers and sisters, we flew all the way from South Africa, Johannesburg, to support this struggle. The 21st century will and should be the sanctuary of the African people.
That's right.
Yes.
We are here. We wrote a song for you 2 days ago. It's entitled Amadou Diallo's. I'm not going to say much because we have time constraints, so we'll start singing right away.
Camera down.
Amadou Diallo. Amadou.
Camera down.
Diallo. Son of Africa. Amadou Diallo. Amadou Diallo. Son of Africa. We remember you. Amadou Diallo. Son of Africa. We remember you. Amadou Diallo. Son of Africa. Usishile tinu Amadou. Usishile. Poet to Rena Fanela. Yay, Wambula. Gombe from long and a son. Gombe from long and a son. Yay, Wambula. Gombe from long and a son. Gombe from long and a son. Gombe from long and a gala. Gombe from long and a gala. Gombe from long and a son. Gombe from long and a son. Gombe from long and a gala. Gombe from long and a gala. Amadou Diallo. Amadou Diallo. Son of Africa.
Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Right on time. I think we all needed that, didn't we? Let's hear it again for the Mtuba Tulisa Brothers, a cappella kings from South Africa. Or as soldiers like to say, Azania. Everybody all right? It's now about 3:01, and we want to give people an opportunity to board the buses. And we want to thank everyone for coming here. We also want to receive the card from the Director of Constituent Services for New York City Council Member from the 40th District in Brooklyn, Councilmember Uda St. Clark. Want to acknowledge her staff is here, even though it's going to be good. Let's give Councilmember Uda St. Clark a round of applause. My name is Brother Mark Thompson. I want to thank you all for coming here to Chocolate City.
You don't have a cell phone on you.
If y'all need us up there, we'll come up there and help you out, all right? Yeah. And we'll see you again here for the National March. I want to ask now everyone to take the hand of the person next to them. I want to ask from McKendree United Methodist Church here in Washington, D.C. to close us out in prayer, the Reverend George Holmes.
The psalmist said, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. That eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, nor entered into the heart of any believer what God is still able to do.
Right.
Let us pray. Eternal God, majestic in power and grace, incomparable in grandeur and glory, creator and source of everything that was, now is, and is to come. God of all time and space, and all beyond all space and time, return our little selves towards you. And from this time spot here in Washington, D.C., and from the Justice Department, in your vast domain, we seek justice for Amadou Diallo and his family. Ourselves are often such burdens to carry, even in America, so heavy, so awkward, so elusive, so hated. Harsh when we want to be kind, cold when we long to be warm, false when we set out to be true, weak when we most need to be strong. Lord, let America get herself off the back of herself, and to identify herself and accept herself, and to find and lose and find herself again in strength unknown, in joy and peace even beyond our hoping. From false pride, set us loose. From greedy ambition, shake us free.
And for fear of change here, America releases it, grant that this day we fall no further into sin, or go past unheard, or call to any person in need, and any person who needs justice for all. We ask, Lord, that you said in your word that we can do all things through you. Don't let us forget, Lord, to put you first. You're the one who brought us thus far. And you're the one who's going to take us even further. Bless all people, Lord. In your son Jesus' name we ask and we pray and we thank you. Amen.
No justice! No justice! No justice! Amadou! 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 What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Amadou! 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 No justice! No justice! No justice! No racist! No racist! No racist! Thank you all for coming. Please be safe boarding the buses. God bless you all. The struggle continues.
He trying to make life miserable for us in D.C.
Yeah.
I knew this place well enough.
So,
right, got your shot.
Yeah, how was it getting shots today?
The shots, it was a little difficult, but I got what I got.
Okay.
I mean, I did my best, and I got what I got. And I think we did a good job, all of us, in total. And I think it's going to be, this is the beginning.
You said something about taking North 7th, Bobby? I don't know why. So one of the way we came in. I don't think I've ever been over this. That's the capital. Yeah, that's true.
Come